Get rid of that now. So we need a hard drive. We actually know where some are though, don't we? We need 25 turbo motors for that one. I have 30 on me right now. And then superposition and then 25 heat sinks. Well, that's easy. I wanted to go up there when I knew how to make the superposition oscillator or whatever it was though instead. Things will be running out back at home though. Alright, do I want to take anything with me? Well, probably some of these actually, so I don't have to come back here to do the research. I needed 150, and then we'll come back here to figure out what we need for the rocket fuel. But empty fluid tank is aluminium, of course. So we're going to have to worry about that. But that will probably be what we use the packaged turbo fuel for, because I'm going to guess that that's what that needs. I wonder if you can feed that into the fuel generators as well. Probably. Oh yeah, power fuel generators. Okay, so we could just, yeah, replace those at that point. That'll be funny. And then we work on ionized fuel, which is even crazier. Yeah. Oh boy, so we need 2 hard drives for that actually. But we have all we need for that. We almost need a pipeline, a hypertube going off to our aluminium from either here or from Quartzland here. It's not actually that far to get to that one. So then we can just connect those together and then we can get... Well, that's where we have our aluminum casings anyway, actually, come to think of it. Maybe we can do that. Do we have enough materials? We should. Alright. So from here, we want to pass another hypertube. Yeah, can we put it on the side here? We can. Nice. Alright. Noodle. Coming over here. And then we probably want to do an entrance relay at this point. It's pretty flat here. Do a boost. And then keep going straight, I think, pretty much. Do that there. We should also build the entrance. Ah, we need an encased industrial beam for the entrances. Okay, that's annoying. I guess we just go straight back to base then. Let's just go back after all. I was going to have a little diversion, but we need materials. I don't know why it uses encased industrial beams for what is essentially a steel ring. I feel it should use steel tubes. So over here, let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4 for our dimensional depot, and then have one on us that we'll run through. First of all, now, turbo motors, you've run out of radio control units again, but you've produced a bunch, which is nice. So we now have 150 out of the 250 that we need for our objective. What have you run out of for this? Probably casings. Circuit boards, in fact. Okay. Oh, and crystal oscillators. Right, because we put in exactly how many we needed, I guess, to make 600 of them. And it's a 10 to 6. What kind of ratio is that? I can't... Oh, it's 1 to 10, that's right, yeah. So I need 1,000 circuit boards is the point. Always good when there's one thing that only requires a single unit. That way you can figure out all of the others in relation to that. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1,000. That'll do another 600 radio control units, which will still not be enough. How many do we have now? Okay, we do have a lot. That's good. So here's what we need. We need 300. We need 300 to secure this, I'm fairly sure. And that should now, I think, get all that we need. All of the nuclear pasta that we need. For now. At a certain point, I think we might even want some of these pressure conversion cubes without them being turned into nuclear pasta. We now have you backing up, because we're using 60 per minute, but making... We're using 50 per minute, sorry. Yeah. Let's make this 0.3 instead. It's a start. It's not a huge increase, but it's a start. 0.6 per minute instead. So that means the other 100 of these, for now, will go over to turbo motors. So that'll actually give us the 250 turbo motors that we need for our objective. And then we just need the 500 other radio controlled units. But we've now fed enough for that, except for the casings. That's going to run through the casings very fast. Well, we were on our way to fetch more of those. We just first needed... Let's just actually check ourselves. Yeah, we're fine on other materials. We just needed some more materials before we can continue that. Right, these have backed up again. Perfect. And we can even fit an entire stack on us, which is nice. An entire container's worth. And while we're at it, we can now come over here, and yeah, you've run out of these. Thought so. Well, that's why I did have some on me. Good. But you've been busy, which is nice. We could even put like 100 or even 1, 2, 3, 4, 250 of these away. Why not? It's nice to look like we're making progress, you know? Now, from here, this is where we want to now go south. Pretty much directly south to get to this point here. So let's put in another hypertube entrance. There. And just snake across the sands. And we're... I need to remember to run power lines. You know what? Maybe we do this and then bring it this way. Place the power lines first. If we place the power lines as far as we can go. What's radiated? Oh, wire is too long. There we go. Oh, you're radiated. Of course you are. That's going to be rather annoying, because you're probably going to be irradiated through the hypertube too. So now we can pass this across there. That'll be close enough for me to then be able to have this along here. At some point we probably want to have some boosters in, but this is kind of the downhill stretch. We want to have the boosters around here probably. So now we want to, yeah, go to the right of the lake. Between the lake and the mesa there is where we're, yeah, aiming through there. Okay, so we zigzag over to this side now. We don't want to go up though, because we're going net down anyway. We're on the side of the hill, so this is probably a good place to put the... Does that match up? Pretty well. Okay, good. Now, can we cut through here? Because again, it's basically over there, I think. Yes, we can. Good. Bring this across here. And then send you across there. Can we get down there? We can just. Okay, interesting. Let's bring you over here. So at this point we could always have another boost here. Should be close enough. We should really use foundations for those things. If we come down here, yeah, nice. here we actually, this is probably a better place for a boost. Oops. Always forget. Now we'll bring it this far for now. That there, string that across to there. And yeah, I think maybe we want to have this just connect up in this case. You know what? Faster is always better. Who cares? Yeah, it's probably redundant. We're going to, especially downhill, we are going to be screaming our way down and zooming out the end. But who cares? It's funny. Right, let's see how far we can stretch this now, I guess. First, power lines. Hook that up to the cliff's edge if we can. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Good. Good. Now, let's see if we can go through the hill at this point, or do we need to bring it a little bit further? I'd rather not, because then we're going up just to go down again. Ah, pipe is too long. Oh. Oh, pipe is invalid placement. Surface is too uneven. Oh, there we go. Funny. And then we can go down here. Oh, we can just connect it up probably. Missing materials. Aww. Oh, that's funny. That's right. We can put it down here. And then we can adjust this, maybe, to be at the right point. I should bring power up. To do another, like, entrance relay. Can I connect that directly up? I can. Perfect. If we can do an entrance relay here. Oh, but we've got to worry about... Got to worry about materials, right? Yep, missing materials. Okay, so can we line this up? That looks about right. There's one way to find out. Thankfully we don't use copper tubes for the entrances. But we're actually almost out of pipes, and in fact we don't have enough pipes to do 2 entrances here. That's annoying. Darn. And I'm not going to have just steel sitting around in here. I've got steel beams, but I don't just have... I should put some raw materials into the dimensional depot as well. So that way I can use them. Well, what matters for now is connecting that one up, because then we can go this way. Even without an entrance there. Oh, we never made this an entrance either? Ah, okay, well, never mind then. So we just come back with some more steel pipes, and that'll be fine. Alright, let's go back to base anyway, because we need to drop off those aluminium casings to get our radio control units underway again. Maybe we shouldn't bother overclocking it. I don't know. It's a case of, well, we've got to feed them in one way or the other. If they make it quickly at the point that I give it to them, then that's just fine, I think. And then rubber will be the only other thing, but it hasn't run out of it yet, so... Rubber would be backing up in there, but again, it still hasn't. In fact, it's running out. How? There's one, like, a few coming in there. Is it just because it's splitting too much now? Because you're splitting into here first, and running out of there as well. Oh, the turbo motor production is probably burning it up. Because it comes down here, and yeah, we've got so many down here, but then it's backing up to go into the turbo motors instead of staying up the top. Yeah. That's interesting. How much does it need even for the turbo motors? 36 per minute. Okay. Which is quite a lot, and yet it's still not running through it that fast. we actually need to have this at the edge of this here drop down from the bottom one, and then we can pass this one back up again. Which is kind of stupid, to be honest. That's really stupid. We have it feed out faster, because this is like a Mark, what, 4. Okay, and then we have a Mark 1, so it comes in at a rate of 480, goes out at a rate of only 60. That's so stupid, but I like it. And then we don't have to worry about it backing up here, because we've got other places that we can back it up. Okay, so let's deconstruct these for now. Point there, we probably don't even need a lifter. Now we'll still need a lifter. Okay, and then we can put you down this way. Now it's a little bit wonky. I guess it wasn't going straight across previously. It was going like one to the side. But it wouldn't let me put that there for some reason. Maybe it will. I don't know why it wouldn't. Oh, it doesn't... Yeah, so it can clip a little bit there, but not there. That's so weird, because it's clipping less. That's so strange, because, yeah, that's clipping even less. Oh, it's the pole that's clipping, because the angle, if I twist it a little bit, it's fine. Okay, interesting. And that's a little bit more straight on that way. Still not perfect, but it's a little bit better. And then we can just drop that down to this level here. And have that going in there. And then we can have this just feeding in a loop. It looks stupid, but it will work. So we can put those in there, just for the sake of it. We don't care if this doesn't get enough, quite frankly, because, yeah, it's only working on dregs anyway. It's only using 4 per minute. It's still not getting enough. That's how crazy it is. So, what was it that we needed for Quantum Encoder again? Turbo motors, which we have. Okay. Ah, but we needed this. That's right, which we needed the radio units from. Okay, well, let's grab 50 of these then. Oh, that's right. We have some of these to put in. Yay, progress. It's something. I'll take it. What's our power look like now? Ooh, it gets awfully close. Now that we've got that bumped to just that extra little 0.05, does make a big difference. Alright, we might need to actually do more turbo fuel somehow. So, converters... Oh, it's 50 per thing, and I'm going to need 2 of them. Gross. Alright, let's tap into these again. So let's ride this one over to my quantum base. I haven't ridden it this direction yet. That's pretty perfect. I need to split off this road here, right? Because we've got belt Mark 1, we're using 40. We might actually underclock this at some point, because we have quite a lot of these. I'm sure I'm going to have more uses for them, but, you know, it's quite a lot there at the moment. So what we want is another one. We're going to need to link this up with time crystals at some point, I think. Maybe we just put you, like, here, and we can just go over the top of the other thing. This is now probably too close for this, isn't it? But we also don't need that. So let's just do that, and this. So the idea is that at this point here, we have a splitter. It's in line with that approximately. Not that it needs to be exact. And we just do that, and we do that. And we do, yes, this, there. Right, so to make dark matter residue from SAM, so is it true that that doesn't use anything? No input whatsoever. That's hilarious. 50 per minute to make 100 per minute. I don't know how much I'm going to need, that's the thing. But we can drop this down. and make it only 40 per minute for the 20 per minute that we're going to be feeding it. We can just pass that in directly. We also have a couple of these on us that we should put in there. I should double check how much I'm making of this. Can I just double tap? Yes. And we can fall and hover. Nice. So we're making only 60 per minute. Right. And that uses 240 per minute to make 60 per minute. You are producing 240 per minute. You are already a miner Mark II. So we're now using everything that we are creating. It took a while for us to get to that point, but we're at that point now. The bottom container is empty, in fact. We can overclock this a little bit more, or we can replace it with a miner Mark III now. It's absurd the amount of resources that this requires. Now, this is going to grind to a halt. Temporarily. Miner Mark III. Now, it's going to be 240 per minute by default. We're going to need to split this somehow now as well. We can make it 480. How much power does this use now? 112.5. That's a little bit of a jump. That biomass burner, no longer enough. So 480 per minute. What are our conveyor belts? 480 per minute. Okay, so it won't be able to go any higher, but you know what? Let's just do aluminium anyway. And then actually this, you know what? Let's not do that because we want to... Easier way of splitting it is to do this. Mark 5. We barely have enough room for 2 constructors down here, I think. But we're going to try. Just. But now we need to actually use a merger onto here just because of how we've put our containers together. Because I can't really deconstruct the bottom ones in order to replace it with a double, I don't think. That's going to be ugly. That's annoying. How to make this work? So I don't think we're going to be able to get the outputs into one. We'll try. We'll try. Are you going to work? You are not going to work at all. No, that's not unexpected. But what we can do, though, is we can take you out. We can stand you off a little bit. But we can't do that easily. Because we want to be able to put a merger on the end of one, but that requires, like, pulling it out a little bit. And that's not easily done. We can put a foundation down here. Maybe that might be better. Could you not? Okay. Oh, there we go. That looks to be straight. Kind of. It's awkward. It's really awkward. How can we merge these on properly? We do that again. Let's put those back on again. These are also, like, at their limit in terms of where they can be in relation to that. I should have put things over there a bit further. Huh. I mean, you can be brought back more, but then you can't come out of there. As it is, can you even do that? Kind of. Okay. Maybe you can come back a little bit further. Because you're the real problem child. I can have you facing the other way though, right? I could actually have one of them facing the other way and just have the conveyor belt go around the corner like this. And then just come back across again. That could actually work. So, let's deconstruct this. Well, first things first. You need to have enough going into you to be able to produce... Whoops, no, not that one. Produce that, double overclocked. I should also put all this away before I run out of room. So there's that for a start. And then we can just hook you up like so for now. Okay, and we're back to making the 60. Then constructor, we want to have kind of around here, to be honest. We have it on the rock. Surface is too uneven. We can have it on the actual sand deposit, though. Have it amongst the trees. Let's just do that. The idea being that then we've got... Well, this only needs to be a Mark 1 really coming out, doesn't it? We'll make it Mark 2 anyway. Hey, we can still partially overclock it a little bit, I guess. We're going over the rock instead. That rock is so annoying. You know what? That's fine. We'll just have it go like this, and then even higher, coming across like that. Because the idea is then this is like that, and this goes across like that. And then at this point here, we now deconstruct this again. Have a merger at this point here. That's probably will still be too tight for this one. It's going to be so tight, isn't it? We'll try that. We'll try making it. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's ugly. Of course it's ugly. Good enough. Okay. Got there in the end. And we can still technically overclock this slightly more to make 90 per minute. But these lifters are all only Mark 2s, I think. Yeah, we can upgrade all of those if we need to. Alright, now we need to tell you what to make. Alright, going up. We have enough power lines kind of strung up that we can just hover up like this. And we ascend. So at this point we only have a Mark 1 coming out this side, which means that an excess of 60 is always going to be coming in here for other uses. Cool. We never hooked this up. That's fine because we don't have anything hooked up to the output yet either. So here we need to have an industrial fluid buffer. How high up is this? It'll slide over. That's good. Okay, let's do that. Horizontal to vertical. Have you coming out and going straight into there. It's too low, isn't it? God damn it. Why do you have to be too low? Okay, well, okay, foundations. Fine. 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 I'm guessing that's what it's going to need. There we go. Okay, so 20 per minute, 40 per minute dark matter residue. Let's fire you up. We'll just get you started. And then the dark matter residue has to combine with diamonds, I think? In God knows what. Probably a accelerator or something. Dark matter, yeah, particle accelerator. Of course it is. Of course it is. And that's to make dark matter crystals. Because to make these, we need dark matter crystals. And oscillators, and also excited photonics. So we also need to have some of that being created now as well. Because these are used in this. And that is our next part. So we can actually have this like facing like that maybe, or no, probably like this. So let's do that. How much power do we have actually now? We must be getting close. Yeah, we're I say close. Our maximum consumption is definitely too high. But we're... At our peak, we were still about 1,000 megawatts clear. So what do you use? 30 per minute? Or 150 per minute. Okay, well we're not producing that much. We're only producing 40 per minute. So we drop this down significantly to like 5 per minute. Oh, okay. Bit too low. 8 per minute. There we go. Still using 8 diamonds per minute. We're not making that many diamonds. How many are we making per minute? Actually, no, aren't we making 12 per minute? We're making 12 per minute. Okay. And is that overclocked, underclocked, or standard? Underclocked. 240 per minute coal. Then we'll need to overclock you, because we've got that going either way at the moment. 240 that way, 240 that way. You can't go much higher. You're only a Mark II, though. I guess we make you a Mark III. Another Mark III. Why not? So let's deconstruct you, deconstruct you. Oh, just enough so you can... Oh, I don't have the fuse modular frames, even in storage? Rude. Okay. Well, I guess we make the Mark II again for now. Done. Okay, so we're going to need some more fused frames, turns out, because we've been using them with all of this other stuff that we've been building, obviously. Yeah, we use 10 per on those. And 25 for a particle accelerator. Okay, well that makes sense then. It. Oh, hang on. Of course, my maths is wrong. Yeah, I was thinking it wasn't going to go that high. But yeah, because 240 double to 480, another 50% is 600. Yeah. Okay. So that's now 600 minus 240 is 360? Yeah, so 360 is what we can now support coming this way. This is just zooming in. So if we make this, what? Another 50%? So 18 per minute instead? 360. There we go. So now it uses a little bit more power, but it makes a little bit more as well. 18 per minute. We're still using 12 per minute here. So if we drop this down so it's only 10 per minute coming out, we've got 18 there. So this would be 5 per minute being produced there. Yeah, and then we've got the 8 excess coming off here. It's awkward in terms of how it's going to come out. Because it'll kind of split evenly, which means this is going to fall behind for a while, isn't it? Until it was to back up. That's awkward. I don't even know what these stack to. Probably quite high. I guess one way to find out. So maybe we don't connect this up yet. And we want it going up here, at least one, and then going over here. Not clipping through anything. Nope. And then coming up as far as this and lifting up. One. And then here we have you like coming around the corner. First of all. And then maybe just go straight into a lifter. That's going to be too far though, isn't it? Yeah, just too far. Okay, so then running the length here. Going up a couple of levels. That's actually pretty good. Alright, that's fine. And then pipe, we have going in like so. You're not full yet. You've got a steady lot of diamonds coming in, so that's nice. Well, there's not much more to do. Let's connect it up. We'll get a few coming this way. I wanted to grab a few. In fact, we can just steal some from here. Why not? Okay, they stack over 50. That's a problem. That's annoying. That's the problem with a big, long conveyor belt stretch as well. Are they going to come out the top at all? Doesn't seem to want to. It's only coming out the bottom. Huh? How does that work? Is that some secret thing on how they operate? That they never come out the top until it's full to a certain amount? I assumed it would split evenly. But it's not coming out at all. That's interesting. Okay, well, maybe we just deconstruct that. And we'll just have a splitter down here. I'm being humbled by Foundation stuff. The fact that it wants me to use Foundations. That comes down here. Get rid of the Foundation now. There we go. Right, so that will now split evenly. Now I'm just going to hoover up a bunch of these diamonds to take with me, because I want to get the other thing started. And then I can take a break. Diamonds. Right, what's our... Oh, how long does this take? 2 seconds. It goes bang. Okay. So we're just going to have a huge spike immediately. Let's just do this for now. Because you're only using 8 per minute. Okay. So before we hook you up, we need to be careful about what we're doing with our power. So let's just bring this over here. So you can go maybe into the corner and then drop down. We need to make sure we've got the capacity. So our other thing is building up. But we do currently have 1,500 to spare. Okay. Bang. Wallop. And now it's only 261. Okay. So that'll use all of the dark matter residue that I'm currently producing to make the dark matter crystals. And I don't think it matters if it backs up, really. So that's fine. Okay. We're going to need more of these, probably. We're going to need to collect more aluminium casings as well. And we need to make some more fused cubes. So you've run out of modular frames, because of course you have. You don't even have all that many. That's concerning as well. But you know what, let's just turn the 100 of those into the other ones. You've run out of aluminium, of course. Let's give you the rest of those oscillators that I have on me right now. You do have a lot, but it's still not 500. Right. Now I'm going to take a short break.